Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fireside chat. My name's C-Mass.
My name's Gabe.
And we have a special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Nancy Lee Painter.
Hi, Nancy.
Hello.
It's nice to formally meet you.
It's good to formally meet you, too. It's great to be here in the radio station. I've never been in here, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
You've really never been in here before?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, how long have you been here?
I think this is my 18th year.
What?
I know, right?
Wow.
That's maybe
You're a vet.
criminal that I haven't been in here since I've been at LC that long.
Well, here you are making up for it. You know, this is I've gone here for 3 years, and I just kind of decided to get, engaged in the student community, and so I'm kind of in the same boat, but a little bit less spanned out. It's like student years versus teacher years or something like that.
You could say that.
Well, you're making up for me then. So that's
what I do.
Yeah. So before we get into our normal antics, it's to my understanding you wanted to talk about Humanifest.
Yeah, well, it's probably one of the foremost things on my mind right now because it's just starting. And we just got finished in the theater production class getting the projects up and running. And so yesterday was actually the first day of the Humanifest Video Olympics, which is a challenge, 3 different categories: dance, music, acting, and you have an opportunity to win a $100 gift card.
Whoa, where do I sign up for this?
Well, if you go to if you've got TikTok, do you have that?
I actually do not have TikTok.
How about Instagram?
My band has an Instagram page. Could I?
Okay.
That could work.
I don't have like personally anything, but I do have access to it.
Well, I think that'll work. And actually, you don't even need that if you make little videos on YouTube.
Oh, I can do that.
So if you, there's several ways, but there's a Humanifest webpage through the LCSC Humanities division.
Okay.
And that you can go to Humanifest and it will tell you how to access that. But if you go to TikTok, if you go to your Instagram account and you do hashtag Humanifest 2021,
okay,
you'll see just how it all works.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I might have to do that. $100 gift card. It's just a general gift card?
Yeah. We're working on the kind that you could receive digitally or electronically. So yeah, it's kind of open to everyone, and the last day that you can submit your video is the 22nd. So there's a fair amount of time.
So you said there's 3 categories: dance, music, and acting.
Yeah.
So what does this look like in terms of time constraints and I suppose content?
Yeah, so probably the best way to find out about content is to watch the little accompanying videos.
Okay.
That there's a challenge to duet, where you come in and you might sing, or the acting scene there's an opportunity to duet too. And there's also just free form. You could do a short sketch, and generally we're looking at about a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so very short, which is also a nice thing. Doesn't take a long time. The dance is absolutely free form. It's kind of springing into your 2021 here.
Whoa.
So you could crank up your favorite tunes and just
get
whatever
this
you
up.
do. It doesn't even, you don't have to be a formally trained dancer. Just
I've got some dance moves. I don't know if you know this.
Oh,
I haven't. They're pretty pretty. What's that?
I hope you do it then. You enter all 3 categories.
Are we allowed to? Is there 3 gift cards?
Yeah. So there's an opportunity to, to participate in a lot of ways.
What if I blew the competition out of the water for all 3 categories? Could I theoretically win $300?
Is it like that, or is it a drawing?
I think a drawing.
Like a drawing, like you draw a name out of a hat, whoever entered, or is it actually on who you guys think is the best?
Yeah, it's more like who's really brought their best and who's having the most fun, and it's just kind of a chance to feel the vibe of spring while participating that way.
I am very tempted to do it. I've been wanting to do it, but I don't know. I'm so out of the acting. Like,
what if we made ASLCSC the musical?
Oh my gosh! It could have like arcs and stuff. It'd be like it's like. Oh my gosh, this is such a great idea.
I'm getting excited. I almost can't contain myself. Like, it's hard to sit in this chair.
Oh, same here.
Isn't there a screenwriting class on campus?
Yeah, with Louis Sylvester, who's on sabbatical this year.
Do you know if in the past if Louis let people make plays instead of like movies or something?
There was. I know. I'm not sure currently, but I know that there was a semester there where they wrote 10-minute plays. And we've had playwriting. You know, Jeff Peterson has taught playwriting, which will probably come around again. It's kind of in a cyclical kind of pattern.
Wait, is it going to be this fall?
It's not on tap for this fall, but
Darn.
we're due to have it come around again. Yeah.
I would love that. Gabe, you're going to make me write a musical.
Oh, dude.
Did you guys know that there was a TikTok musical of, did you guys see Ratatouille?
Oh, heck.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't even, is it the whole movie? It's a lot of it.
Well,
there's a ton of like songs and stuff.
They created Ratatouille the musical on TikTok during the pandemic, and it looks like Disney is going to pick it up, which is very exciting
really
for them.
I didn't know that.
It was a total grassroots, people just contributing little bits of what Ratatouille the musical could be. Dancers, singers, actors, of course.
Chefs.
But yeah,
chefs,
rats.
Yeah,
rats were there.
But set and light designers. I mean, it was a huge collaboration.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I love that humans just do these things. Like, it's honestly, because to me that's what I live for, is like just putting things out there and creating. And I love that, you know, we can have things like this where we get outside of the box of just, you know, we were talking about this last time, I think, but, you know, just lacing up the boots and going to work. It's like, you know what, I'm going to dance. Yeah. And I like that. I think that I like what you're doing. Humanifest, right?
Well, yeah, and I think the pandemic has really afforded that for us to have to be creative and thinking outside the box. And I think it motivates people to, try stuff out of the comfort zone.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I didn't warn you. I just wanted to see if it would naturally happen. But if you think I'm an artist, which is questionable at best.
You're a good meme artist.
That's true. If you think I'm an artist, which is questionable, he's actually an artist. I didn't want to say anything, so I was like, oh, they're gonna find each other. They're gonna, because you guys are very similar to me.
Really?
You both say like a lot of the same stuff, and you have like similar ideas to the artistic world. So I was like, I want to see what'll happen here. Watch it just unravel.
Wow, here we are.
Yeah.
So you're an artist.
Well, I guess you could say performing artist. I'm in theater.
That's art.
I've done some writing.
Absolutely art.
Yeah, I guess when I think of artist, you know, I automatically think of traditional fine art. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But I would say there's an artist that lives in everyone.
Oh, absolutely. I think that there is an art to everything. Like, I honestly, like, because that's what makes, like, I guess it gives it, like, I don't know like the roots of what the word art means or anything, but I really feel like, you know, you can make anything you do in art. like, say you're a professor of psychology or something like that, you know, and you're doing research. Like, the way you design your research, you know, process is like, it's a very artistic thing. And just, I really, it's something that I valued my whole life, because my dad, he's like actually a professional painter, and then he's a musician as well, and so that like rubbed off on me. And it's just, it's nice to see other people who do that kind of stuff, because it makes you feel a little less weird. Because it's just, you know, C-Mass, you're always like, I wish I was an artist, but man, it's a tough life.
Yeah, it looks tough. I'm glad I'm not part of it. No, I don't know. I don't want to sell myself short on it.
No.
But at the same time, like, I haven't done much like acting that wasn't comedic acting. But the directing, I really enjoyed directing. But that's more like...
Are you saying comedic acting is not an art?
It is. I think it's like the redheaded stepchild of art, though. I would say. I would say so. Like, when I think of Will Ferrell, I don't think of a artist. I'm like, yes, Will Ferrell.
So it sounds to me like you're saying, like, it seems like art to you has to have an element of maybe vulnerability or something.
I don't know if it has to, but I feel like that's what everyone associates it with. But I don't know.
I guess there's probably just so many subdivisions you can't even... A lot of it's subjective, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, you're starting to dip your toes into that ongoing, impossible to answer question about what is art, and very difficult depending on who's in the room. But I liked what you said, Gabe, about, you know, somebody that's even like a researcher that's putting together what they're doing. It's like their heart and soul is in that.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's an element of art, I think, to that. Yeah, I think.
Yes. I love beautiful things, you know. I think, you know, Dr. Diesner.
Yeah,
he's
that's
just
who
like,
I was thinking of.
He's like ingrained, because I've like, he's almost like my mentor here, and he's like ingrained in my mind, just like search for what's beautiful kind of thing. And you know, it's like, dang, go look outside at these, like, what are they called, cherry blossoms, the pink trees?
There's definitely plums on this campus, and yeah, there could be cherries too. I wish that I knew what they all were, but see, yeah, it's a gorgeous time right now.
Oh, there's like, I live on this really shady street in town. Like,
It's scary.
It is like dangerous part of town, but there's these trees, and it's those pink trees. You know, I don't know what they're called, but they are the most beautiful trees for like 3 weeks out of the year, and they just turn pink outside my door, and I'm like, man, for 3 weeks, my street, you know, just, we get to pretend like there's no, you know, no fighting, no drugs, and just look at the trees.
We just get to look at these
It's-
trees, and then after the 3 weeks are over, it's more gunshots.
Well, and the trees probably don't think it's shady at all. You know, they're just doing their thing.
Yeah, you know what? And I'd like to get into that mindset, the mindset of a tree.
Of a
Just
tree?
chilling.
Yeah.
I'd be scared if I was the tree. I'd be like,
In Idaho, yeah, maybe.
I am one angry neighbor away from not existing.
Dang. Yeah, you can't really run away.
Before I forget, I know there's some other stuff happening during Humanifest, and I don't want you to leave without mentioning it.
Oh, you're so good, C-Mass.
There's a radio play. I know that.
Yeah.
I heard that's going to be
That you
fun.
happen to be a part of.
It's true.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're making, it's like a condensed version of Macbeth with most of the important stuff.
Okay.
And we're going to like edit it down and put some like sound effects in there. It's gonna sound good. I've been recording in that room behind you guys for, I don't know, like a week and a half now. Just like calling people in, recording some scenes, you know, that kind of stuff.
So great. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Who plays Macbeth?
Well, I initially was wanting to be Macbeth, and Peter Amin snuffed me, and he was like, sorry, you're not good enough.
Wow.
No, he didn't say that.
It's a cool shot.
He went with Eric, I don't know his last name.
That's okay.
I know who
That's
Lady
amazing.
Macbeth is. It's Jade Mooseman. It's, I don't know how to say her last name, but they are going to be Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, and it was like for our class, so I don't know. Hopefully, everyone actually, from what I've seen so far, everyone's into it, which was surprising because no one.
You need that.
Yeah, because like if a passionless project is kind of.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. I played
Terrible.
Macbeth in high school actually, and
Wow.
people. Well, okay, it wasn't like a big play or anything. It was just we were in class and like we had to read it, and so I played Macbeth.
Okay.
So I was always a kid. Like everybody at St. Mary's High School was like, "This is dumb," and I've always been like, who cares, man? Like, we're here in this class doing this dumb thing. Let's be dumb. Like, so I'd be out here, screaming, basically. Like, I was getting into it. But it was sad because, you have, like, maybe, like, one other person in the classroom who's feeling it. And then everybody else is just kind of like, what page are we on,
Just one person's like, Duncan hath been killed. Like, is this dagger I see before me? Like, it's like that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
I also did something like that at school. I was Banquo though when we did it,
Great part.
Yeah, my teacher liked to like have us go up and act out a few scenes, like read off a script and act it out. Just because he thought it would be funny. He that's the reason he did it, is because he thought it would be funny. So we went up there, and it was the scene with me in the woods with my son, and he runs away. And he bought these like horse things on the stick. What are those called? It's like
yes, stick horse.
Yeah, the stick horse.
Yeah.
And
like Monty Python.
He made me like ride up like through the class.
Wow.
And then he had a bunch of people like come up and stab me with rulers. And I was like, fly, fleeins, fly. And then I just died on the ground. It was awesome. I think he just wanted to see me get stabbed by a bunch of people, but
Man, well.
I would like to point out, C-Mass, that is a serious role. You're just talking about comedic acting, like you're more of the comedic actor.
yeah.
But that's intense.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything I make seems to turn out kind of Monty Python, which I think's okay. But I had actually never seen Monty Python before KCAC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it was playing on the bus. And that was the first time I'd actually ever seen Monty Python and Mamma
Monty
Mia.
Python?
And the Holy Grail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen Mamma Mia either. And I remember a bunch of the LC kids were like whining because the U of I kids were picking the movies. They're like, these are going to suck. And then they were actually awesome. So I felt bad.
Mamma Mia slaps, dude.
Yeah.
I think so.
I love Mamma Mia.
It's funny, when I was a kid, we had these two foreign exchange students live with us. One was from China and one was from Japan. And they loved Mamma Mia. Like, that when they came, like, they wanted the American experience. And this is in Austin, Texas, And so we couldn't really show them much of the American experience, but we showed them, like, the Texas experience, of course. Like, went to the Capitol and the Alamo and all that stuff. But, no, they came, and they were, like, more American than us. It was insane, like... Just Mamma Mia, the Beatles, which is hilarious because the Beatles aren't even from America.
I know.
I'm pretty sure Mamma Mia takes place in Greece or something, right?
Plus, they're a Swedish band. But,
Right, yeah, ABBA, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just loved, like, it was such a beautiful time. But I got pretty familiar with the what was it, soundtrack.
Yeah.
Take a chance on me.
I just really like, I don't know, I like a couple of them. I always forget the other ones. Just,
Mamma Mia. Yeah,
here I go again. My.
See, here we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, can we get a camera in here? Here's our submission right here.
I know.
Two birds with one stone.
That camera right there, actually, they say it works. I've never got it to work. I don't know how it works. And that's what we're supposed to use if we actually wanted to, like, podcast. But I can't figure it out. And look at it. It's literally...
Oh, there.
Yeah, it's stuck on there with that sticky, like, paste stuff. on the blind. It's just, I don't know about it all.
Isn't it amazing the way cameras are made these days? I can't believe it.
It really is amazing, like the evolution of cameras from like, I remember going to the store in 2005 or something like that, like, and using the like wind up like film disposable cameras.
Yeah.
And like that was like, if you had one of those, you had a lot of, like, you could take pictures, you know, but like, or you had a flip phone that could take like a 2 megapixel picture kind of thing. But now it's like, man, a 4-year-old can whip out the iPhone and just take some
tons of
beautiful
pictures.
Photos. And it's just like, man, we out here.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had a flip phone. When all the other people started getting their like iPhones, it was real embarrassing for a little while. I was like, this is.
You have to embrace it, dude.
I was the last one. There was a kid at our school who had like, he was actually dirt floor poor. I say I am, but I wasn't that bad. But he had nothing, and he had like one of those like basic touchscreen phones that like the first ones that came out. I was like, gosh dang it. I was like, why don't my parents love me? I'm looking like a dingus at school.
C-Mass, what if I told you that I had a flip phone from like literally before I got the job as president? Like, I had a flip phone my entire college experience from like 2014. I had it in high school. I had a flip phone from then until 2020. Like, my brother forced me to get a smartphone, and he pays for it because I don't, because I just, you know.
You need one. You really need one.
I know, but like, I had one. It was like an auxiliary device for my music, but like the flip phone, people would try making fun of me. And, you know, you just go along with it. Like, I just tell them, like, yeah, I'm actually a pretty big drug dealer. So, you know, like, like, have some fun with it. Because,
people
like,
making fun of you, like,
it's just a phone, man.
Phone.
Like, if you don't like it, then.
I think it has its own definite cool factor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just peaceful, you know? It's like, whenever you hear it go off, you know what's going on.
You're like, this couldn't possibly be anyone else.
Right.
This is my phone.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
It's tough. It's a tough life.
All right. This is the third time this has happened. What else is happening during Humanifest?
So good, C-Mass. You're so good.
I don't want you to leave and be like, oh no, I didn't
this
say
is how our show
anything.
goes. I just go down rabbit holes and he helps me
I'm
get out.
I'm getting that, which I think is a great way to be on the radio, actually, to see where it takes
Thank you.
I agree. It can get a little. Gosh, I'm about to do it again. All right, never mind. Never mind.
Okay, yes. I want to just say that Humanifest, like the official description of it, is a celebration of student and student/faculty creative work that takes place in the humanities classes in the spring. And it doesn't even necessarily, this year, I think it's humanities classes, but it could be any project that happens on campus. So, yes, there's the Macbeth radio play. There's the Speech and Debate Club is doing a night of Mad Libs coming up on the 12th.
Oof, that sounds fun.
Yeah. And the creative writing class is reading some of their nonfiction work. There's like 3 classes coming together to do that. And they'll be doing that virtually. I think it's on the Humanities YouTube channel. And then there's some 10-minute plays that will be read. It's very exciting. Sarah Hennessy, who is an alum of LCSC, now lives in Pennsylvania.
Whoa.
She's put some poetry together and created a 10-minute play out of that. See, this is another kind of great thing about the pandemic, is that you can work with people all over the world and still come together at the same time and produce a piece of theater. So she and Roland Wilson are working on this piece together, and it's got a lot of the Nez Perce language in it.
Oh, nice.
That's really cool.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think what else? We had some outdoor stuff that we were going to do, but because we're still in the pandemic, we were aware of all the protocol we would need to follow, and so we decided to just table that until maybe the fall. So
it sounds like y'all have a great, like, at least from what I'm hearing, this is the first I'm hearing of this. Like, this sounds really cool. Like, most like when you hear about like virtual stuff, like with the pandemic, my first reaction is just like, here we go again, you know.
Yeah.
This sounds actually really cool, and I'm not a humanities student. I'm a social sciences, but
okay.
I do take guitar lessons at the music building.
Excellent. So, there's a choir concert also on the 20th.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get in the choir. Okay, so you're humanities, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you remember the rock band class?
Yes.
That was like my thing, That was my thing, and it got shut down. And I'll
Here it comes. Here it comes.
He knows. Like it
Every
really.
episode.
It just killed me because that was like, it was such a great class. Like
it was the one last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
it
was only like 5 students, but like we were so like it was just beautiful. We'd go in there and improv jam and like just it was just so pure, and we play around campus and stuff. But our teacher quit, so it was like we just kind of got left in the dust. But I started this music club actually. I just got it put in there, so I'm hoping to get back into it like in a club form, but like
the rock band club.
Yeah. It's just like I just call it the music club because I want to like, I don't like everyone's like, oh, I can't play anything. It's like, yes, you can. Like, I don't care if you hit a stick on a drawer or like we'll make music.
Anyone can play the cowbell.
That's a fact. Like,
I don't know about play it well, but anyone can play the cowbell.
Have you? Okay, there's. We're going down a rabbit hole here, but this reminds me of like a strange cowbell performance. So in Woodstock, Santana. Like, have you ever seen the Santana performance at Woodstock?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, it's crazy because apparently they were supposed to go on like late at night, and so him and his band, they ended up somehow ingesting like a lot of LSD.
Oh my.
Like a very high amount. And but they were expecting to go on later. And so person who runs the show comes in and is like, hey, you're on now actually, change of plans, and they're just like tripping balls in there. Yeah. And so they go out, and Santana is just like, and it's on film. You should watch it. It's look up Soul Sacrifice live at Woodstock. It's the most insane performance where like it's just all these people, like the band's huge, and like they're just playing drums and bongos and like going crazy, but Santana's just killing it on guitar even though he's out of his mind. And there's a breakdown. He grabs this cowbell and he's just like playing polyrhythms with it or something, but like it's just that to me is like that's primal music. That's what we as humans, I think, are like hardwired to do.
Hit the cowbell.
Yes, dude.
We need that. Yeah,
it's
that kind of expression.
It's beautiful.
It's true.
That was my rabbit hole. I love that. Like it's just that's like a pure. Anytime I hear cowbell, it's either that or the Will Ferrell.
We need more cowbell. Yeah. I know that one. Is that what we're talking about?
It's good.
So, if I recall, this was a year ago in a couple months, you were given an award for something at KC. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Wait, KC, what's that?
Okay, Kennedy Center. Acting.
Having testing.
Something festival. Theater festival, acting. Oh my gosh, what's the last C? College. Kennedy Center. Is it American College?
It is.
American College Theater Festival. Mm-hmm. That was way back there.
That was very good, C-Mass.
I'm very surprised.
When and where was this?
This was.
What is
Gabe,
this?
you should check this out. So, in February, every year, usually about the third week, somewhere around just after Valentine's Day, it's a huge coming together of colleges and universities in every aspect of theater. So acting, directing, playwriting, stage management, all areas of design, music. There's also, music. It's a competition, but really it's just like a celebration of everybody's best that they can bring. So there's also guest artists there that are professionals that they usually end up adjudicating for us. And we're in Region 7, so we're the largest geographical region in the U.S. There's 8 regions altogether. So in this region, there's Hawaii and Alaska,
Whoa.
Washington, Oregon, Northern Nevada, Northern California, Idaho, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming. Yeah.
That's great. That's like, where does this meet? Or like, how does
it changes?
Next year, it's going to be in Spokane.
Oh, so they are going to do it in Spokane.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They are. So
I'm gonna be there.
Gonzaga, there's always a university that hosts. So Gonzaga, they've done it before. And so it's very exciting that we get to go back there. Nice and close.
Not Denver.
I will say that two years ago, I guess it was there in Spokane. It was like the worst roads ever.
Oh.
Just on that week all by itself.
Yeah.
So even traveling up to Spokane was really dicey. But it's a pretty cool festival there because they do a lot of it downtown. Like, you know where the knitting factory is?
Yeah.
They have concerts and then Bing Crosby Theater. So there's downtown, there's all kinds of stuff going on down there, plus on Gonzaga's campus, and then also at that convention center that's right downtown.
Yeah.
It's like the Doubletree Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds...
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It is awesome.
What award did you win? I need to know this.
Oh,
She doesn't like to brag. She's not like that.
I'm so bad at talking about. Now it's been a long time too, so it was also. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
The Gold Medallion Award.
2 years ago.
It's actually a Kennedy, John F. Kennedy medallion. So it's like was minted in, I think 1907. I want to say
something or
70
rather.
something. It's actually signed by Nixon, which
What?
makes me
Yeah.
That is crazy. You have a
gold medallion. Yeah,
that is signed by Nixon.
yeah.
Wow,
Signed signature.
that's
What was it awarded for? It was like outstanding work in something or other.
Yeah,
right?
so it used to be, I was the chair of the National Playwriting Program for our region. So that's a 6-year commitment. And they're in every area, in design, playwriting. There's a regional chair, but a lot of us faculty come together and we chair different parts of the festival. So Jeff Peterson is actually doing it now. He's coming up on his last year of chairing the National Playwriting Program for Region 7.
He works here, in case anyone doesn't know.
And teaches playwriting and other arts classes and theater.
And he makes me laugh.
Yeah,
So.
and he's funny. It was all about working with playwrights. It's a big competition of a lot of different plays that students and faculty can submit for scholarships. So I worked in that area for 6 years, and
That
it was
is
awesome.
The coolest thing I've ever heard. I love that. Like, man, that's so cool. I had no idea that like it was on this kind of regional system thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. And you also have the opportunity to go to the National Festival that's at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. in April. So hopefully we'll get to have that opportunity next year too.
This is crazy. I've been like thinking like a lot lately. I'm like, man, I want to take some theater classes like at LC, because I'm like at that point where I could graduate with just like 2 more like division requirements, and the rest are just electives.
Nice.
So,
I love that. I still remember that from my undergrad days. Like, I've done it. Now I can take
oh man,
all the electives.
Could I recommend a class to you?
please do.
All right, there's a great class that I am really hoping that you bring back. I know why it was not here. You may have heard about this. OSF is Oregon Shakespeare Festival. They take students to Ashland, Oregon, and we watch Shakespeare plays, and we write like a little review on them, a little paper, and it's worth, is it one credit?
It's 1 credit.
It's 1 credit, and it's just 1 weekend, and you get to go watch a bunch of plays. It is a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome.
But due to circumstances beyond our control,
That's right.
I've heard that we are not going this year, or it doesn't look good right now.
Well, you know, I commute with Peter Ramin, and we do this class together, but it's possible, we said this the last time we were on our commute, that we could maybe go a year from now rather than go in the fall.
But Nancy, it's in person this year. Did you not know this?
No, I know.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Here's
There's
the
a
thing:
chance.
here's the thing is that they don't know. We've not gotten any information from them about groups, like opening it up to individuals. But I'm not sure they can extend the invitation to big groups like they normally do. So it also depends on the state of Oregon. What they decide to do.
We have to try. Please.
I agree. Well, I think that we should try to go in the spring. I think that's when we have the most likelihood of getting a grant, because we depend on grants in addition to using some funding money from the theater program to do that. So in the spring, it seems like that could be possible.
Do you guys not apply for the institutional development grant?
We do,
Okay.
but it doesn't pay for all of it. So, it's between. There's a little student fee for that class.
Worth it.
$100, I think, but
worth
that
it.
pays for the tickets and the transportation. So you're just bringing money for food.
Wow.
It is so much fun. If there is anything anyone can do to make it happen soon, please let me know. I'll do whatever I can, because I want to go so bad.
You're doing a good job of pleading.
I know. It's so
It's
fun.
well done.
It was like the best. Honestly, I might put it above KC for me.
I was going to say, Gabe, Casey is also a class, so you can go to that
KC.
festival, KCACTF, Kennedy Center for American Publishing.
Okay,
You can also get, that's a class.
Yeah.
You can get credit for it.
And if you, depending on what you do at it, so if you're in a show or performing some sort of whatever, you get a few more credits, right? It's like it's 2
that's
credits
true.
or something for
That's
10
true.
hours. I don't know. But there's workshops. You get to go watch shows.
Now we're talking about KCACTF.
Yeah, that's KCACTF. You get to meet people. It's kind of not bad for networking either, if you really want to like go and meet some people there.
I'd love to. I love meeting other and here we go with the artists, man, how? Okay, so I've got a question here. It's like, what if I want to do like musicals? What do we? Because here's the thing. It's like I've spent my life like just playing rock and roll bands and stuff, and it's like I love it. It's like my release kind of. But I like the idea of putting on like a different persona and going out there and just belting it out.
It's
like
the best. Yeah.
It's just so like strange but so beautiful. Like I love that. It's like do we even do that here? Like
We can. It's been done before.
The last musical we did was Carrie.
Whoa. What if like we made our own? Like is that like could that be part of like a playwriting class?
Well, that's a pretty big. I guess it depends on how long the musical would be.
That's a
but
good
wouldn't
point.
it be fun? What if it were a 10-minute musical, or like a 1-act?
Whoa.
Yeah, then you could dip your toes in before you actually dive into something. It's a lot of work.
Oh,
I've tried to write
absolutely.
scripts. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
I feel like we could cook some stuff up, me and you.
I feel like
I'm liking this idea.
I feel like a lot of the problem is if like whoever's the writer and the musician on it, if they're not the same person, they have to like agree on everything, because it's like the musician sees this, the writer, whoever, the playwright sees this. I would imagine that would just be terrible, like because who's going to play your music? You know, it's like if you don't do what they say.
Oh, you're working with the wrong musicians.
Well, they have to play like what they want. Like they have to play what they feel, but you have to tell them how they're supposed to feel about something you present them, which I would imagine that has to be the worst part. I would imagine.
Well, if you're a knowledgeable musician, it's like it depends on like how to like. It's like, okay, I want you to feel sad. It's like, okay, I'll play something in B minor or something. You know, like I think that would be a beautiful thing. Sure, there'd be debate, but like
that was my biggest struggle when I directed that show, and like I see it this way, and everyone else is like, it's like, are you sure about that? I'm like, I am sure. I am very sure. Yeah. Like that's how I see it. And then, that was the worst part. Well, you've directed a lot, I'm sure. You've had students do that to you before. It's like, I don't like this. It's like, but everyone else is doing this, so you need to do this.
So I have gotten some great advice over the years about the very thing that when you start, like when you, on that very first day that you're reading through the script and the cast is coming together for the first time, it helps to kind of map out here's our goal, here's our intention, this is the kind of show that we're trying to create. And people talk about, how they want to work together, and you kind of create a sort of a value system that everybody agrees to. And then you can go back to that and say, well, we agreed that, we were going to work together this way, or this is the vision. And that kind of helps.
Like the bylaws.
Yeah.
Kind of. It kind of is like that.
Suppose we make an amendment.
Yeah. Like when we did.
It does happen, sure.
When I did my show, we kind of did that at the beginning. It's like, all right, we need to like set up these times to me, obviously. And then we need to decide, like, what's, like, your comfort area? Like, are you willing to get stabbed on stage? Like, stuff like that. It's like, so we had to kind of, like, see how everyone felt. And I tried to get them warmed up to each other as well, because I was like, you're going to be with these people, like, every night for months. So we had to spend a lot of time, like, just getting in everyone's comfort zone, which was nice, because a lot of us knew each other. A lot of us didn't. And all of them but 2 were first-time actors. So it was. I think it was just a lot on everyone, but I think it went well. I don't know. I like directing, but it is stressful.
Yeah, dude, I know how that feels. Like with my band, we do a lot of like improv. In fact, it's almost all improv, like just jamming. And I've kind of ended up being the one who's like on the stage, like orchestrating most of it in terms of like, in terms of like intensity, like bringing it up and down, but like everybody, like it's so weird. Like the band, we don't have a sound person, so like we all are just in charge of our own instruments, but also are like, we can all hear what's going on, so we'll have to be like screaming at each other, like you're in the wrong key, or like or just something like that, or like I know how it is, but it's like this beautiful chaos that like it seems like such like a hellstorm like in the circle of the stage, but then like you look out and people are just tapping their foot and vibing. I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, when I don't want to talk about myself the whole time, because we have you here. This is important. But when I was directing, the night our show happened, there was a terrible, terrible mistake that happened in the middle of it. And I was like, oh my God, we're done. Like, this is going to be terrible. And no one noticed. I was like, I can't believe it. No one
like
noticed.
A plot altering twist?
Bad. It was bad. And they were off by 10 pages. And they went there and they somehow found a way close to where we were, and no one noticed. I was like,
it really is amazing.
I was like,
spotlight effect.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, because I was like, if this gets any worse, I'm gonna have to stop. Like, because it was bad. Like they were getting confused. There was no coming back from it. And then I can't remember who. I think it was Riley. I think it was Riley. He like found a way to fix it, and it made like no sense to me because I was like, we have never discussed any of this. Like, and he like found a way back, and then I think it was someone else. I'm trying to remember who it was. Micah found a way to like go off this, and they went on this completely different like plot for like 5 minutes, and then they somehow came back, and I was like, what?
That's...
They just made up a whole new part of the script?
Yeah, to like try and fix what was broke. I was like...
That's beautiful.
I was like up there, I was like, oh my gosh, it's ruined.
Honestly, and that's what you have to do. If you stop, you look like you have just given up. Like, if you're in front of somebody, you can't stop. Like, I like when I'm with people like playing music, man, they'll mess up and be like, I messed up. Like, it's like you look worse whenever you stop and say, oh, I messed up, instead of just like going with it.
Yeah.
You know?
They might not notice.
Like, yeah, the crowd, they really, you know.
I have to say, I think your show lended itself well to doing something like that too, because it's, you know, it was a murder mystery, right? So
yeah.
It is full of little... No.
I should have.
Somebody was writing it that night.
It's
doing
true.
A lot of creative.
I did. I was like, a whole new part.
Man, this is sick.
I'm curious. I want to hear your greatest theater horror story. Like the worst thing that has ever happened in any performance you've been in. So like completely wrong. They had to stop the play, or like just something just absolutely horrible.
Okay, I have two, but I'll tell you the one that gave me that horrible feeling. I was in a musical, and this was years ago. Gosh, I want to say, yeah, maybe 20 years ago even. And it was up in Moscow, Idaho Repertory Theater. And we were doing this production of Chaps, which is a really awesome play, by the way. It's a radio show, and it takes place during the Blitz in London, and they're doing a radio show. And the regular cast, they're having a cowboy show. This is like 1941 or something like that. Cast is coming into London to do this radio like cowboy show, but they're not able to make it, except for the stage manager, who's the one American, and everybody else is British, and they end up doing this cowboy show, but they're British.
Oh my
and
goodness.
it's a very funny, and it's very fast paced, and really fun show. But there's one serious moment where I was singing The White Cliffs of Dover, which is a very famous World War II song. And I forgot the words to one part, because I was thinking about this cookie that I'd just eaten before I came on.
The worst.
And in that moment where I thought, oh man, I think I'm feeling some cookie crumbs in my throat, and I don't want to mess up this song. And the next thing I know, I don't know where I am, and I don't know the words. So at this point of the song, there'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover is the line I'm supposed to sing. I sing, there'll be bluebirds over, and that's where it happened. And so I just made up the next line, which was the last light of Rover.
Wow.
It's not bad.
That's
it actually
not bad. Oh
and
my God. That's so scary.
it was terrible. And the people that were in the audience, it was our last show, it was a matinee, which you tend to get a little older audience in the matinee, so they know this song. And so when I sang those words, there was a woman in the front row that just went, what? What did she say? And then the guys in the band, you know, it's a live band on stage, they got to laughing so hard that they all turned upstage. And there was even a part where my partner was coming up and supposed to sing a duet with me, and he couldn't do it. So I was just still out there trying to carry on. And I thought, okay, don't look at the guys on stage. I'll just look up at the guys up in the booth. And it turned out they were just laughing so hard, so I couldn't look at them. And so then I just looked at the back wall, and I kept going.
That's what
and
you
then we
gotta
were
do.
fine.
Oh, wow. That is terrible. You're telling me the band turned upstage during that and everyone was just laughing?
Yes, because it's such a serious moment. It's the one serious, like, beautiful moment in the play. Everything else is very funny. So why I couldn't forget my lines during the funny part, I don't know. But, yeah.
The cast is supposed to help. They're supposed to help you. They're just laughing.
That's when like you just grab the mic and you just say remix. Just start busting a flow.
What's the other one? You said you had two.
Oh, yeah, that one. The second one was more recent, where it was kind of like a preview performance of the Glass Menagerie that was in a bar, in a restaurant / bar. Not really a bar, a restaurant, which was really cool. But it was the first time we'd had an audience, and we were kind of using our scripts.
Mm-hmm.
And our director told us, if you need to use your script, that's all right for tonight. But let's try not to. And so there was a part where I had a big monologue coming up, and it just wouldn't come to me.
Man.
And I literally had to stop the show, go back behind the counter, pick up my script, and then
It's tough.
yeah.
Those are horror stories.
Yeah, but it was a great moment in a way, because, when the worst thing happens, and I was sitting there when I was off stage for a little while, and I was just kind of like clutching my hand and thinking, God, that was the worst. But I thought, I still really love this. I still want to do this show. And that's when I knew it was okay. And everybody, of course, was really supportive of me too.
That's the most beautiful thing I've heard all day.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's very different than the first story where they just laughed
I
and didn't
know,
do anything,
right?
and then this one's like, it's all right.
Honestly, there's something even in that, like messing up. It turns a lot of people away. Just never come back to it. But like, oh man, it really is one of the most important things to develop as an artist is like messing up in front of somebody, because it's such a, because as artists, like you have like, you're so dedicated and you love what you do so much that like it means so much to like what other people think of it, because you work so hard for it. And whenever it doesn't go the way that you expected it to, it can be like just devastating. And then like, and so when that happens, because it's like, that's the worst nightmare. It's like you look back at it, not the night of you're just like, oh good Lord, give me a drink, I can't, but like looking back like a year later, you'll be like, man, that was the funniest, like most beautiful thing. Like, because like when my band first started, we played, our first show was this huge, like, I don't know if you ever heard of Paul Bunyan Days.
Yeah.
My uncle owns the bar in St. Mary's,
No
Joe's
way.
Bar. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been to Pauline.
What?
Yeah, we have.
Whoa. Okay.
When our girls were playing AAU basketball, there was actually a little outdoor tournament up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It happened
crazy.
to be during. Yeah.
That is crazy. Small world. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty wild thing, especially for the town of St. Mary's. Like, it's such a small town. And so like I had just joined this band. They asked me if I wanted to play bass, and I was, it was like when I was kind of first getting started playing. And so I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, so what kind of places do y'all play? And they're like, oh, we don't really have anywhere yet. We're just jamming. I'm like, well, my uncle owns this bar. Like, there's this huge event going on. Like, y'all want to play at it?
Built-in audience, yeah.
It was crazy. And so they're like, yeah, sure. And we practiced for 3 days before. We knew nothing. And so we go to Paul Bunyan Days, and there's like 250 people in the bar. And like, it's just three of us. Nice. And we had never played a show before together. And we knew nothing, so we literally just improvised blues and like started, like, I don't know what it was, but we tried playing White Room by Cream. And our drummer, there's a huge joke in the band now, but like, he came in at the wrong beat, And so, like, it was because it's weird. They do different performances, but it's supposed to be like, we had it set towards like, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 in the white room. But he came in on the 4 instead.
Right.
So it was like this tidal wave of terror. And like, we're all just like, oh my goodness. But like, we played through it, and I remember after, like, we were just tearing each other apart.
Oh.
And because it was just so, like, it was just such a big thing. But like, then we talked to people at the show, and they're like, we didn't notice. We were all so drunk that, like, it didn't, and so that's when I was like, man, none of this matters. Like, we're just out here having a good time. And like, I really think though, like, you need moments like that to, because it helps take away the anxiety in the future
It
of
does.
messing up.
Yeah, it makes you braver and, a little more elastic as far as what you can allow to have happen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I love that. It's nice talking to, a fellow arts consumer.
What are you trying to say right
feel like,
now?
C-Mass, get out of here. No,
Yeah, you're right. No, you're kind of right.
No, it's
I'm
actually,
like,
we're
yes,
finally getting to the
guitar.
point where, like, it's, C-Mass and I, he has just the most beautiful mind. And he knows the ins and outs of, like, all these complex games, like, what, D&D and, like,
And
he's such a,
diplomacy.
what is it, strategist?
Strategic or strategist.
Like, it's honestly, like, I've played a couple board games with him, and it's like a brilliant experience. Like, him and his
so
friends.
you're teaching me things about C-Mass that I didn't know. So
I tried to hide that from her. I didn't
know.
I didn't want her to know
I've
I'm
not
good
played
at
a board
stuff.
game with C-Mass.
You
He would
shouldn't.
hustle you. Do not agree. He is a snake.
I'm trying to be a good person now in board games because I can't get anywhere because everyone keeps like overcorrecting for how bad I'm going to be. So I never win anymore. But I'm trying to change my ways.
You guys start
temporarily.
traveling around. That's funny. Yeah, like you've been busted as a hustler. Oh, that's a good line.
Oh, busted as a hustler.
Wow. Yeah, I'm writing that down.
It's not even fair. They get mad that I win.
Yeah, there's this one time. We've told this story so many times, but anyways, like, yeah, we'll tell you after the show because I think we've told this story like 20 times, but
I would say at least 3 or 4.
Which is like 20.
I really think that it would be cool if we've been talking about it, like, because C-Mass is really into D&D, and I've never gotten into it, but it's something that, like, it would so obviously fit, like, the way I, live my life. Like, I love that, like, getting out of the box.
Yeah.
But he'll never invite me to his games.
Yeah, you can't come.
He just knows that I would just conquer the world as a bard.
It got canceled this week anyway. Not that I was going to invite you, but it did get canceled this week. I don't know. Maybe we'll need a spot soon, but I doubt it. Are you going to be here all summer?
Yes.
I'll keep you posted.
Later summer.
Sounds like there could be your chance coming
I
up.
know, man. I won't regret it. Please.
Please.
No, but I was thinking it'd be sick to have like just a campus-wide campaign or something like that, where you have like, teachers, students, just like this massive, like, crazy, like, because that would get so intense. Like, imagine being face to face like Dr. Hansen, and he's just casting spells on you, and you got Tate Smith over here as the bard. Me and Tate would be the bards, and I think it would be so crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's funny that this is getting brought up. So we're about at the end of our normal runtime.
Excellent.
But we have some important questions first.
Oh.
One of the questions is about D&D. Are you somewhat familiar? Somewhat. You know what it is?
I do.
So I always ask people, what would your D&D class be? Like, what would you be? Like, spells? Would you be fighting? Would you, like, do you know anything about the classes? Anything like that?
See, now you're getting out of my understanding. Although just saying the word spells, I immediately lean in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a natural spellcaster? The powers of nature? Maybe.
Yes. I'm going to say yes to that.
You can be a druid then.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would. wow, I can see it. Like
I could see it.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, I've asked everyone who comes on here what they think they would be, and Dr. Hansen said he'd be a wizard because he has to like learn all these spells. I was like, that's funny. I like that.
He'd be a good wizard.
Gosh, there was someone else that had an interesting one, but I don't remember. Because almost everyone has said wizard.
We just gotta look back at it and be like, yeah, by the way, when you signed that paper right there, you involuntarily signed up for
The D&D
the greatest D&D tournament of all
I
time.
can't wait for this to happen. It could take up the whole Humanifest time next year.
That would be
Wouldn't that
awesome.
be something?
Well, we have to do ASLCSC, the musical, and then
Dude,
the campaign.
we seriously should. Like this year,
We could have villains. We could have like arcs, like character development. Oh, it'd be perfect.
It would be amazing.
It would be awesome,
I
and everyone
wonder-
would know what we're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
you could bring in all of the, campus events, people. Yeah, I can see this.
I'm trying to think. Man, C-Mass and I, it's funny, like the ASLCSC, like the experience of doing it this year.
Yeah.
It's just been so crazy.
How
like,
has it been? I mean, it's so weird.
Well, I mean, you can see I haven't been in the theater like any time
None of
at
us
all.
have been in the theater.
Well, I haven't been doing anything like that. I am slammed constantly.
Yeah.
It's like I have no time at all to do anything else. And I like it. Like, it's a lot of fun, but whoa, I don't have.
Well,
any
it's just
time.
like, it was just unexpected because, like, there was a way of going about things. And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
But we signed up to run before COVID.
Right.
And I didn't know anybody. Like, I literally ran because somebody told me to, and I was like, it was not in my plans. I would never see myself getting into something like this, but like, I had a group of students like ask me to, and I was like, okay, like, I guess seems wholesome. And then the pandemic happens, my opponent drops out, so I just win. I'm like, oh no, like, here we are. And it honestly is a beautiful story. Like, the way, the drama, just the, Holly got pregnant, so like, then like she was like
Yeah.
our advisor, and then we got Tate, and so like now Tate's like our new Yoda kind of dude.
Yeah. We've made lots of comparisons to Star Wars.
Yeah,
we've been
This is
working.
good. Star Wars characters also good to ask people about. Mhm. Yeah.
We've been working with this group called the ISA, and it's students from like all the Idaho schools.
Oh.
And when they initially emailed us, like we had this like this like long email, and it was like written in like a Star Wars-esque tone, and it was like
It was like the intro scene, just
like it was like the
Higher
Empire.
education's under attack.
The education is under attack. The Empire has waged war against the students. I was like, oh my god. So like, it's a Star Wars musical.
Honestly, yeah. I'm wondering. Yeah, dude, let's make it happen.
I'd love to.
I think you must. You've said it, on live on the radio.
That's true.
I know people are going to be calling KLCs. He's like, when is the ASLCSC musical coming out?
And you never know. It could get picked up. It could become like this big musical.
Wow.
That would be
Like
so
the-
cool.
That'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Imagine we make it big for making like just a meme musical.
It starts out like in this little way. I'm pretty sure that's how Ratatouille got going. Somebody came up with a little song. Well, that's it. She came up with a little song. She posted it on TikTok, and then pretty soon people were like riffing off of that.
Wow.
And it
Okay.
became a whole thing.
And we could take all kinds of creative liberties because no one's going to know really
yeah.
the intricacies of it. So we could be like, one of us, who knows what we could do? We could do anything.
Oh yeah. Just the
You
beginning.
could do anything.
I want to be president. And then at the end, it's like, why did I become president?
It's perfect.
Yeah, and you could have Scandal.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can't say some of the... Yeah.
We can say control the Senate.
Yeah.
Wow. we could put that arc in there. That could be like the end, and then part 2 will be the next one.
Wow.
Oh my
When
God.
C-Mass takes reign.
Right.
Wow, you got to help us with this.
Politics,
It would be beautiful to have.
I'm like,
I
here,
love
hold
the
on.
storytelling part. Yes.
Here, no one's gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna do it.
He always does this. C-Mass loves, like, he has, like, this bit where he's, like, on a power trip, even though he really is one of, like, the most, like, well-conducted, like, you know, efficient dudes. He loves, like, going on this, like, Palpatine, like, yes, control the Senate.
I have my hood up right now. Anyone that can't see it, but control the Senate, unlimited power.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's been such a good time. Like, we gripe all the time, but really, like, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you. Like, I'd just probably not even be in Lewiston right now. Like,
Right, because you're
yeah.
the president.
Yeah,
You can't leave.
I know, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
I kind of love that. I do like the sort of magical things that have happened over the year because of that. Because
Right.
of the pandemic is what I mean.
It's good to have something, like, to take out of this just such a strange time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at least there's something to take out of it that they'll give you some perspective, if anything.
I've got to know. Have you noticed anything we've done this year? We haven't asked anyone, but like ASLCSC has done like a ridiculous amount of things this year compared to previous years. So I want to know,
Shots fired.
have you noticed anything? I'm curious to know what people are actually seeing about what we're doing.
Crickets.
Ooh,
I know. There's a lot of silence on the mic right now.
this is pain right now.
Hey, sometimes you need...
There's one I think is very obvious, but
Well, I guess I thought you guys, and this is from talking to you even in the last year, that you guys took such a big role in the policy of ways to conduct how students were going to get along on this campus. Like, how are we going to help the students? And that was a lot of how you guys were you were charged with that.
yeah,
I thought.
that was an unexpected answer. I was expecting to hear, those white boxes that appeared last week everywhere.
Oh, and by the way, the white boxes.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
noticed? Have you seen any of those yet? No. You haven't seen the donation stations yet?
Oh, well,
They're for the food
obviously I'm
bank.
going to have to look.
Or
I
for the bank?
like your societal example. I think that I haven't seen any fights on campus lately.
Well, and I feel like the campus is really quite peaceful, and especially this semester, there's been a very low rate of infection, and I feel like that has to be you guys that are helping the students really.
Of course
just
it is.
Just know what's going on.
I'm basically a
Be the
doctor,
liaison. That's
We're
right.
Public health expert.
I mean, we're not heroes, I guess, but like basically.
We basically cured COVID. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but-
really not
President
that
Fauci,
big of a
thank
deal,
you.
but
Yeah.
no, I'm actually really impressed. I was thinking, like, oh my goodness, like, this is gonna be like the theme of the year is like it's going to be the year that, like, LCSC got infected and Gabe Morey was president when he let this happen. I'm like, oh, my goodness. But, like, the numbers have been super low, and I actually did get COVID over the
you
break.
did?
Yeah.
I got it too.
Oh.
And so, like,
But it
it was
was
so
No, I
weird,
died.
What's that?
It wasn't too bad. The fever was annoying, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
Mine wasn't that bad, but, like, I have, like, after effects.
Oh my gosh,
thing.
same.
Like, it just with energy and
Right.
like mental sharpness, I guess. Like, because like staying home for 2 weeks, like, and then it was so weird, like, because I literally had to come back to school. I got out of my quarantine like the day school started, so I had to go back, and there's like this meet and greet with the president thing, and I'm just like, hello, like, my name's Gabe. I forgot how to interact with other humans. Like, it was just so weird. But I'm really just so glad that, like, as far as I know, like, none of our students have died, like, from it. Like, I know that a lot of us have gotten it, but, like, I don't know anyone who's died or really, really gotten badly messed up. So to me, that's really what matters. Like, our students are okay.
I know a few people who have, but they're not students. And it's too bad. I feel bad for them, but It's mostly like my friends' family members, but like they're kind of distant. I haven't known anyone like super personally, but my after effects, they're not even bad. They're just annoying.
Superpowers.
I can smell everything, but everything smells worse. I don't know why. Everything is worse.
What a town to live in for that.
I know. I was like, yes, of course. Disgusting. Like
So you have a heightened sense of smell.
That could, I doubt that's it, but I mean, like everything. I'm like, oh, that is terrible. And I just get like random whiffs of like the most foul stench ever, and it's gone.
Dang.
Wow.
Constantly. I don't know.
Dude, I have that too.
I don't know what caused that. I'm like, oh, and I was like, do you smell that? And then there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then this is pain. Some of my favorite foods taste terrible now, and I don't know why. I like anything with too much garlic in it. I'm like,
ooh.
Interesting.
You shouldn't come over to my house, man.
That's the garlic place.
Oh, Garlic Kingdom.
I love garlic, but I'm like, why does that taste so weird?
There's going to be vaccinations.
They're today.
They're today?
People are getting shuttled today to some clinic. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. But they are getting shuttled today to get vaccines from here.
Great.
Man, I can't wait till we can just
Not.
get back to normal. Like, you know, because I really think that after all this, like, we're really going to start appreciating each other and, like, just company, like, more. Because, like, I was noticing, like, as things before COVID, like, just, like, social interactions were kind of seeming not as wholesome as they used to be because of like the technological interventions we have of like, you know, you're sitting in a room full of people and we're all on our phones while, you know, we could be talking to each other. And like now we're forced to do that because like, we can't be with each other because we're going to get each other sick. And so like, I think it was like a huge existential awakening of like, you know, hey, when we get this back, we have to really, like, you know, like, need a hug, dude.
Yeah, in a way, it's like not back to normal. You know, like it's we're kind of hopefully evolving a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it was terrible, but like things like this are what like drive good change, I think.
Yeah, I agree. There is one more question.
Oh.
And before we're actually done, there is one more question. This is Gabe's question. He can ask whatever he wants. He changes frequently.
Yeah, I think this one will work well for you. I always ask, like, if you saw life as a symphony, you know, what would you, I guess, what instrument or instruments, like, this could, you know, you could change depending on the vibe, but like everyone you know in your life and everything you do in your life, what instrument would you consider yourself to be in that symphony? Like, are you keeping the rhythm? Are you out there doing a lead guitar solo? It doesn't have to be like a symphony. It could be a rock band, a jazz band, whatever you want. But like, what, if you could have like an analog to, you know, what instrument you'd play, what do you think it'd be?
That is such a rich question, Gabe. What a great question.
The hurdy-gurdy final answer. Lock it in.
I would definitely be, some kind of percussion.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
Man.
Feel that rhythm all the
it's a
time.
beautiful thing.
Like just instantly attracted to
Maybe
it.
the cymbals.
Yeah, anything that you could beat on. That's what I want to do.
I love it. I love bass because I feel like it's like the gateway between rhythm, like in terms of like you have to just be the drums. Like it's like playing the drums on strings because like, you know, the lead guitar and the rhythm guitar are doing like, they're like filling out like this, you know, this space that's on the outside, but the bass is out here just doing like these little like I love that because no one notices it until it's gone.
Yeah, and like the root, the foundation.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing. I really So I love a rhythm kind of mindset. We got to start a drum circle here at LCU.
I agree.
Wouldn't that be that? See, that was my first thought when it came up in the theater production class to do an outdoor dance, was to have drums, and like maybe even steel drums, and but yeah, drums that you could dance to.
Can we make this happen?
Well, I'm all for making it happen. I think I'll say because I was the first one to really understand what our responsibilities would be as far as holding an outdoor event and the screening we would need to do, and
attestation documents.
So, yep.
All too familiar.
So I was the one thinking maybe we just wait, for the fall or even a year from now when we could really be hungry for that to happen, and we could do it in all of its splendor.
I think, that would be like a drum circle dance thing on the library lawn or something.
Yeah.
Just like on some just moderately temperature evening, not too hot, not too cold.
Maybe it's
People
all
just
negative
dancing.
10 degrees outside.
Honestly, if you love it,
You want to be warm, don't you? You better dance.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
exactly.
there
That
you
would
go.
get everybody moving for sure.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And hey, actually, if you're interested, is it set in stone? I don't think we've gotten it fully approved yet, but we're talking about the movie.
The movie on the lawn.
So, we're on April 21st. This is tentative. It hasn't gotten approved with the COVID stuff, but
Yeah.
It's probably going to.
yeah, we're thinking about doing it's like a movie on the lawn at night, but during the day it's going to be games on the lawn and music. And so we're going to have my band, we're going to come, and since we have to wear masks and stuff, we're just
Right.
going to improv jam, blues, jazz, whatever, and just have a good time, and just give the campus a kind of a nod to the hardship we faced,
Yes.
and have some sort of coming together at the end of all this, at this semester, and with the light at the end of the tunnel, and just be like, here's your sneak peek of
I love
things
that.
happening again.
That's exactly what we were thinking about the dance ideas. See, we just weren't talking to each other. So I'm so glad that you're
Here
gonna
comes
do
Dr.
something.
Hansen. He's walking into our building. What? He's going to come in here and say something.
Oh no.
Are you approving
I know,
events
right?
without my permission?
No, I think you honestly, it sounds like you got to come to some of our ASLCSC meetings with some of your ideas.
Oh,
Because this is what I've been trying to tell all these dudes, and they're just like, oh yeah, Gabe, sure,
All right, Gabe,
sure,
that's
you
thinking
can,
out of you.
you can play your music.
well,
He's
but
talking about his
it's
band
the
again.
21st, so that means it's a Wednesday, right?
I think
Yes, we're doing it on a Wednesday, just so that way people won't be gone. 'Cause that's family
Yeah.
weekend and spring break.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure people actually show up.
I can't wait to tell the theater production class because, it was a bummer to realize we just hadn't gotten going soon enough to get our proposal in and all that stuff.
Well, if y'all, tell them to bring some drums along. We'll get down to it. Honestly, before COVID, we love having people get up on stage and
Yeah.
if you want to make music, some people are like, get off my stage, this is my show, but it's for them, and the musicians. But I thought it was hilarious. We get drunk people on stage and they'd sing the blues, and we just play the blues, bump, 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 and my lady left me. Now, to me, it's man, that's a service right there. So if y'all bring some drums, bring some percussion, sing. I guess we can't get people on stage because of the COVID stuff, but we can have a socially distanced drum circle thing too. Whatever you want.
Are you guys going to create, how are you going to do the 6 foot thing?
On the stage? Or
Just out, because are you responsible for that?
We are actually we are paying for the event and helping provide volunteers for this event. Debbie Kolstad is the one that's making our COVID plan. No, Tate's making the COVID plan. Debbie's doing everything else. So we're just there to we're the bodies that they need to make sure that it can happen. But there's someone writing the attestation. That thing.
Yes.
Someone's writing that document, and someone is making the actual plan and getting a hold of the city. But I think I don't know. I think it's Web, ASL, CSC, and Res Life are like working together on it. Is the idea?
See, we wanted to work with you guys on this whole dance thing, so
Hey,
it sounds like we were on a wavelength.
This guy's gonna be president next year.
We don't know that.
Well,
We're not allowed to officially say that.
yeah, that is not. I guess we're not sure, but because you never know, someone might write me back in, but there's a good chance you might be able to talk to somebody about that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you seriously, because next year my plan is I just want to focus on living a good life and getting my studies done, but also having time on this campus to make a difference in terms of art. I want to get this music program going and really just get an artistic vibe around here. So it sounds
I love that.
It sounds like you might be a good person to talk to. I'd be really happy to work with you next, in the future.
Nancy would be the first person I would talk to. That's what I would do.
I'm very excited to hear that, and I think that's what we were wanting to encourage in Humanifest too, was just that sense of an artistic community on the campus.
Oh, and that's right. Yeah, Humanifest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might put something in there. What if I know we're past the time.
We are pretty past time, but we got time for one or two more sentences, paragraphs.
I just have a question about Humanifest. So it's it has to be a video of so say I do something for the music. Would it be could I just do a video? Because I have this looping board thing where I can I could play bass line, click it in, and then it'll start playing, and then I can play guitar thing, and then I can play piano part, loop it all into just one improv thing. Would that work? Or does it have to be a some sort of what are the requirements for music?
I'm trying to remember, because there was the Humanifest Video Olympics team, and they came up with kind of the rules, and I think that there's an original, just an original song.
Okay, I can.
That's certainly a way that you can do the music one. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And then you could record it on YouTube, and there's an email that you could send it to.
Okay. This will be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited, but it is 1:40, and if I recall, you said you had to leave at 1:45.
Oh no!
Today, my plan has changed as of yesterday, so I'm not rushing away. But I appreciate. Thank you for thinking of my time.
C-Mass is,
my time frame.
He's he keeps things in check, because we have a great dynamic. I'm like this wild animal, and he's he keeps me on a leash. So
I don't even know. There's something like that. I forget what it's called. Oh well, maybe I'll remember next week. It's there's something that dynamic is called something, but I don't remember what it's called. I heard about it, and I was like, I gotta tell Gabe about this.
You should.
I don't remember it. All right,
it's a good time.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning into the Fireside Chat with Gabe.
Yep, that's me. And C-Mass.
That's for me. And thank you, Nancy, for joining us.
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you for having me.
Lovely guest. I'd love to have you back on sometime. Or I guess...
Excellent.
We're booked for the rest of this year, but next semester, we're open again.
Excellent.
I want to stay in contact, because I've got some crazy ideas that I think you might like.
Oh, I can't wait. I love crazy ideas.
Me too.
This is perfect.
Well, thank you all for listening. Next week, we'll be having Bill Hain on. So, you better tune in.
It'll be a good one.
All right, everyone have a great weekend.